Max Entertainment, turning music into memories.
Hello guys, today we're back and today we're talking about the Megapar Profile Plus lights by ADJ. They're LED par cans. I got a pair of them right here for you guys. We're going to go over. This is the back of them and this is the front. They come in at about $79.99 in the US. And so I've got a list of details I'm going to share about you guys, and at the same time I'm going to show you around the unit and show you some cool features of them. Okay, so here are the ADJ Megapar Profile Plus lights. Super slick, clean, thin light. It comes on a yoke like this, so you can hang it like this from a mounting bracket, C-clamp, anything like that onto your truss or light stands. But then, of course, you can pop open the yoke and use it as an uplight and adjust the angle that way. Now, another very neat feature about these ADJs is you could take the whole yoke off just by unscrewing these. It's got these rubber feet on the bottom, and you could sit it right on the ground like that. Now, this is off balance because of the yoke, but without the yoke, it'll sit just like this. Now, the reason you could do that is because all that's on that back side is the display. All your connections are on these sides, kind of where the fixture is indented kind of thing. That's where all your connections are. So it allows you to sit it here and all your cables can still come out the back like this. So this par can here is a wash fixture. It's an LED par can. It comes with RGB color mixing, which allows you to get some really unique colors like yellow and orange and teal and all those in-between colors. And you could also dim between colors and fade between colors. It's a low profile par because of its size and even its weight. It's very lightweight. You can easily hang several of these on truss. It can be used without the hanging bracket as well as with the hanging bracket. That's something I mentioned already. And you could dim it from 0% light all the way to 100%. So you could have it 0.1%, and against this table here, you would see a little bit of color. If you're using it maybe as an uplight, you might need that feature, It comes with 64 color macros and a built-in microphone, which is very handy for the sound active mode that comes in it. And then they're also power linkable. So you'll notice here's your power in and your DMX in, and yet on the other side, you've got DMX out and you've got power out. So you've got the IEC cable, so you can get an IEC to IEC extension, male to female, and come out of one of these units and go into the next. And you could chain several of these together easily on one circuit because they take up 16 watts apiece. So they're very energy efficient and wattage efficient. So they are also RC remote compatible. However, the RC remote does not come with them. You can buy that separately and sync it with these. And the diode to detect the RC remote is right in there. On the front of the fixture. So if you have them hanging up on a truss, you can go right up front and use the remote to change the color of these and control them that way. All the DMX connections on these units are 3-pin DMX. The LED display on the back, which is where you can change the mode and change the features and settings, you can invert the display. So if you have these hanging upside down on the truss, you can invert the display so that you could easily change them based on your orientation. The other main feature that sets these lights apart from a lot of pars that are in the same market as them is the UV light in the center. You might have noticed that separate diode with the UV LED in the middle and the reflector around it. That's a super bright UV light in the center, and it puts out quite a bit of UV light for one unit, but I definitely recommend having at least 2, 3, 4, 6, maybe 8 pairs of 2. So I mean, you have 8 of these. You can wash a whole stage with ultraviolet or a dance floor easily. Super handy to have that extra diode. And for that price, they're right in the ballpark with the Slim Par 56 by Chauvet, which I have a few of too. And I have to say the color in these are more of a true color. I'm gonna have a video coming out soon on the Slim Pars. I find that these are more of a true richer color, especially when it comes to the reds and the dark blues. And I feel that the color mixing on these is a lot smoother. Occasionally from the Slim Par, I'll get a little flickering when dimming or switching colors. This thing comes with several built-in modes. So you've got your DMX controlled mode, which you can use 3-pin DMX to use a controller with, or you could use a software. My DMX 3.0, I got my dongle right here, but you could always use that to control them too. And so with that said, you've got the DMX controlled mode, and in the DMX controlled setup, you can access 4-channel mode, 5-channel, 6-channel, 9-channel, and 10-channel. And in the manual of the fixture is all the details on those. So basically those different channel modes allow you to control different aspects of the feature. So the basic 4-channel, if I had to guess, would be red, green, blue, and ultraviolet. Whereas when you run 6-channel, which is what I normally run these in, you have a master dimmer and you have a strobe, as well as the first 4 with all the different colors. Now you also have a sound active mode, which uses the built-in microphone built into these units. Believe it's on the back here. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, where the built-in microphone is, but I have to say they do work pretty well on this unit. I have seen better built-in microphones. Some of the models of the Slim Pars and some of the other Par cans have a sensitivity adjustment for the microphone. That's not something I've came across with this. If so, maybe through the setup, but it's not easily accessible like the dials on some of the Slim Pars and Chauvet fixtures that provide you that easy access to the sensitivity of the microphone if this is close to a speaker or if it's far away, kind of thing. You could also run this light in auto show, like an auto active run mode, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a second. And basically what that allows you to do is it'll change through colors and UV automatically. And you could adjust the speed of them, all sorts of stuff. And there's several different programmed shows containing everything from simple 2-color shows to all 4 colors, maybe some color mixed colors, so stuff like that. And then of course, just like most LED Pars in the market, you could run static color mode, meaning you could just run a single red on all these. You could run teals, they have some pre-mixed colors, and you could set all the units to that as uplights, and all you need to supply is the power. Now speaking about power, they do make these in a battery powered version. They're the Make a Par Go lights. Those will probably be my next purchase, probably 2 of those, so I could run them with these in the software, and they'll be battery powered. So basically you could still run DMX to them if you wanted to, or you can get a wireless DMX solution, but they're battery powered, so you could set them around as uplights. And if you're gonna run an auto show or a static color, you need no wires running to these, so you can get them in tricky spots, without running wires or wasting a lot of gaff tape. So price-wise, like I said, the equivalent competitor price-wise, the equivalent competitor would be the Slim Par 56. And as far as the features regarding the UV and being able to sit this down with the rubber feet and the connections being on the side, I think this quality of fixture is better than the Slim Par. Like I said, I own 2 Slim Pars. I run all 4 of them a lot. But if I have to take 2 out for a job, these are the 2 I take. Mostly because of the profile and the design. I think they look a lot cleaner and look a lot nicer. Now, some of the key features, besides the design, mounting, hanging, the connections on the side, the rubber feet, those all make it perfect for uplighting. But I have used these for stage lighting by hanging them off truss or lighting stands or Schedule 40 pipe on the ceiling, and they provide a huge degree of wash over a stage. I've run both, just the 2 of these, and washed out a small stage, and then I added my Slim Pars, which is the equivalent of having 2 more of these, and I could really wash a whole stage, front and the sides. Now the Mega Go Par 64 Plus, which is the light, I mentioned before is pretty much the same light. However, it does come battery powered, so it's even better for uplighting because you don't have to supply power to these. That's a very quick solution to set into static color. Now you can, when you're back home, if you say you're providing uplighting for a wedding, you could set that static color at home. These devices will memorize that, so when you go to static color, it's automatically set to that at the venue. All you have to do is turn the battery on and place them where you want them, and you got uplights around the room. Now the UV lights in this here, it adds another whole element to your gig and party. If you're doing, a dance party, the UV really brings out the white in dresses and socks, or stripes on their clothing, anything like that. And I tend to find that people really like that UV effect. So when I'm programming scenes with my DMX3, I always add UV in there with the reds, with the blues. If people don't notice it, they don't notice it. But if they do, and if there's a blackout and that UV is still on, it gives a killer effect, especially with some haze. Now, the next mode we're going to talk about is the master slave mode, which allows me to chain two of these together. And the way you chain them together is by DMX cable. You could chain several of these together and run them in master slave mode. Basically, you set one to be the master, so you can run it on auto show or static color, and the rest of them will follow. So I'll demonstrate with the two of these in a second. So to get started, we're going to undo DMX cable. I have a short 3-foot DMX cable run here, and I've got two IEC power. So I'm going to keep the lights facing backwards so it doesn't blind out the camera. And I'm going to plug these in here so we get power. So I'm going to aim these at the table so you can see them right here, just like so. And you can see right now they're running in auto shows. They're not chained together by the DMX cable. So I'm going to chain them together and change the camera angle. And we're going to go through the modes and settings on the back of these Megapar Profile Plus LED par cans. Okay guys, so we are back right now. We got a display of these two lights here. So you can see the back. You got some of my labeling and on my fixtures, so I know, one, that they're mine, and two, which fixture it is, 1 versus 2, and so on. This way, when I pre-program stuff at home, I know when I come back how I have to set it up at the gig. Now, I've got a DMX cable plugged into the first light here. I'm going to chain it into the second one, and you will notice immediately that the two of them start following each other. They both start doing the same thing. You can see the green on the table here. They both start running the same thing as soon as they're plugged into each other. So to change the modes on these now, I can change them into a sound active, and you'll see them follow each other. Okay, so on this fixture here, this one over here, I'm going to put it into DMX mode, and I'm going to bring it down to channel 1. Now what that's going to do is make that the slave unit, allowing us to make this one the master. So whatever we do on this one now, that one is going to follow. So right now I'm in the color menu. So this is going to be your static colors, where you could cycle through and change them accordingly. And you'll see they're both doing the same thing. So we've got a variety of reds, greens, purples, blues, teals, everything in between, pink, orange, yellow. We've got all the colors here. About 60 different static colors that you could choose and set as uplights. And you see they start following each other immediately in the master slave mode. So now I'm going to unplug the master slave. Okay, and I'm going to cut power from the second light as well. And we're just going to focus on this one light here. Now, on the back menu here, you can see we're in the color menu. If I switch to DMX here, this is where you've got your DMX setup. So you can choose the channel you want to address it to. Say we want channel 1, we're going to leave it there. Then you can click setup. What setup does is chooses the channel mode that you want to run DMX in. So you could run it in 4-channel mode, like I said before, where you get the 4 colors, or you could run it in 5-channel mode, or 6, which is what I normally run it in. This allows me to get red, green, blue, ultraviolet for really nice color mixing, and then a strobe effect and dimmer, master dimmer, sorry. So that's going to be your DMX operating. Once you're done with that, you can go back and go back to DMX, and now you're all set for your show and you're ready to program. Now, the next mode you'll get here is SO. This is going to be sound active. So you can see as I'm tapping it, it's changing color. And that's going to be your sound active mode. And like I said, you could cycle through for different shows, and it'll cycle through between just 2 colors, you know, and a few more colors. And there's several different shows programmed into this thing. Now next would be your auto shows, which is this one here, AF08. And you'll notice that if we pick a show in particular, it's slowly fading between colors. This is one of your auto shows. There's several built-in ones that you could choose between. And like I said, by just simply connecting these two and setting the second one into DMX address 1, you get the master-slave effect, where you could slave several of these together. Now we're back to the static color menu, and this is the LED display. I find really easy to use. ADJ, all their products have it now. It used to be dip switches, which was a pain in the neck, you know, but now with these new LED displays, they're a lot easier to read and a lot easier to use and navigate. So once again, this is the Megapar Profile Plus Series LED par can. I've got 2 of them here for you guys to look at today. I hope that helped give you an overview, especially if you're deciding between different types of LED par cans. For the price, you cannot go wrong. And like I said, right now, I just wanted to point it out. The static color that this is on right now also includes the ultraviolet. You can see the ultraviolet glowing in there, and the color effect you get. The camera just doesn't do its justice, but the color effect you get on that table is just gorgeous. It gives you this ultraviolet purpley look within the pink that's already there. And I think that's a very awesome look for you. So lastly, I just want to thank you guys for coming to check out my channel. I hope this helped you guys today. We're going to have some more videos coming out on new lighting fixtures soon. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to enjoy your gear.